As a small business owner, I have to constantly work ahead just to be right on time. Hi, my friends. I'm Jen, a 26-year-old self taught digital artist and small business owner. From now through probably the end of the year, I expect to be very busy. And I have plans for new products and at least two more shop updates. Plus, the last few months of the year are known to be peak shopping time. So, with my shop, I hope to be packing and fulfilling more orders than usual. With all the projects, deadlines, and tasks that I have to do to run my business, it's very easy to quickly get overwhelmed, stressed, exhausted, or even burnt out. So, knowing this, how do I manage to stay inspired and motivated to keep up with my expectations and goals in the long term? Well, today I'd like to share my insights on how I'm preparing myself for the exciting, busy months ahead. So, let's just get right into it. I'm often very excited about the work that I do, and every day I feel so fortunate to be in the position that I'm in. And because I'm so enthusiastic about everything that I want to do, I feel like I'm constantly coming up with new ideas that I want to create. And so, it's very easy for me to take on more than I can actually achieve. So, I've realized that I have to be honest with myself and understand what I can realistically do. It's something that I'm still trying to learn because some weeks I'm overambitious and plan way too much to do. When this happens, I feel like I'm not being productive enough and I feel like I'm falling behind. So now and just going forward, I want to make sure to schedule just enough work that I know I can honestly and realistically manage. And if I finish early or something takes less time than expected, then that's when I can start to work to get ahead on another task. I think there seems to be an expectation that as small business owners, we always have to keep pushing and do a crazy amount of work in order to succeed. But that's not feasible or sustainable for everyone, and that's totally okay. It's perfectly okay to move at your own pace because this is your unique journey and experience. To prevent confusion and to ensure that I'm on track with everything I need to do, I have created a system that helps me stay organized and lay out my plans in an effective manner. And it all stems from my Notion planner. I use Notion to plan out almost everything that I do. The main page that I use is my weekly planner. And at the start of every week, I write down my main priorities, and then from those, I'm able to spread them out throughout the week into manageable daily tasks. I also have quick and easy access to my content creation calendar at the bottom. In here, I'm able to plan out my content ideas and determine when I want to post. I also use Notion to track and organize other aspects of my business, such as my finances and note-taking. Notion is super versatile, and I'm always recommending it to anyone who's looking for a digital planning tool. I've been using Notion for just over a year now, so I've become pretty well versed in it. However, I know that there is definitely a learning curve to understanding its capabilities and features, so if you'd like to use my Notion template, it's currently available in my shop. So I'll leave a link in the description if that's something you're interested in. In addition to Notion, I also use a physical notebook that I like to call my business notebook. In here, I take notes, plan out my ideas for shop updates, write out my goals, and keep an ongoing list of ideas for products and designs. I'm also really into using memo pads to make lists. I use lists to break down larger tasks. For example, if my main task was to respond to emails, on my memo pad, I would make a list of all the emails I need to respond to. This is what helps me ensure that I don't overlook anything and can keep up with things even as plans change. But for me, having an organized plan is just part of the system. I'm also currently in the midst of reorganizing my workspace. One of my main priorities is to organize my sticker inventory. Right now, I have most of my stickers in this drawer, and while I know where everything is, it's not very efficient. So I'm planning to find a better method of arranging them. When the new organization system is in place, I also plan to start storing a larger quantity of my inventory. I make most of my products here at home, and I used to only keep a couple of each sticker on hand and mostly operated as a print-on-demand business. However, as my business has grown and expanded, I've started to receive more orders, and making new products every single time an order comes in has become overwhelming. So since I know I'll be very busy in the later months of the year, I'm working on making more products now, especially for the items that are bestseller in my shop. I think it's very important to keep learning and to stay open to new knowledge that can help you be more productive and creative. For me, I get excited when I'm able to learn new ways to organize things or learn a new skill or technique that I can apply to my art making. I found that learning helps keep things new and interesting, and for me, that has really helped me get inspired and motivated with my work in art. But learning isn't the only way to find inspiration. There are plenty of things I do that spark ideas. I think the one we all use as artists is Pinterest. I love it because there are so many things on there to gain and find inspiration from. It's an amazing source of inspiration, but if you use it, just make sure that you're not copying someone else's work. Sometimes inspiration or new ideas spark in the most random of situations or moments. So when those ideas do come up, I like to write them down and add them to an ongoing list of ideas, because I can later refer to this list when I'm struggling to find something to create. Another thing I like to do is to revisit my old art and flip through old finished sketchbooks. Sometimes you might find old ideas that you forgot about, and those can lead to even more ideas. There is inspiration everywhere, so if I'm feeling a little stuck, I try to do these things and just take a look at the space around me and in my life for anything that could be turned into an interesting art piece. So while I like to think that being organized, having a well thought out plan, and taking all the advice I've mentioned today will make me invincible to burnout, sometimes it still happens. There's so much that can affect us as individuals outside our work. So while we can try to minimize the chance of it happening, it's near impossible to completely avoid it. Experiencing burnout is normal, and I'm sure everyone has dealt with it at some point. It's not a pleasant experience, but I found that the best first step to getting out of burnout is to acknowledge it and accept it. It's easy to pretend that everything is okay and that you can push through it, but I found that when I don't take a moment to stop and realize what's going on, the less productive I become and the more frustrated I am with things that might not normally frustrate me. Things start to take longer, I don't feel as creative, and I feel like I can't create art. So if you're feeling burnt out, start with taking care of yourself first. I am the sole person running my business, so everything falls to me. It's my responsibility to keep my business running, so if I can't get work done because I'm feeling tired, exhausted, or burnt out, then that work gets delayed and sometimes simply just never gets done. So I like to take care of my mind and my body by regularly taking breaks. For me, this would be doing things like journaling, watching a movie or TV show, playing my favorite games, getting some exercise, taking a nap, having a snack, or talking to a friend, a family member, or my partner. As much as I love what I do, it is incredibly important for me to put myself and my mental and physical health first. Taking regular breaks is how I do that, and I begin to have a better work-life balance and can find a lot of inspiration during these times of rest. I hope that my insights and advice prove useful to you and that you found something that you can apply to your own work and life. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving me a like. And don't forget to subscribe for more art business related videos. And if you want to further support me and my shop, I'm running a back to school sale where you can save 20% when you use code SCHOOL20 at checkout. I'll leave the link and code below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!